everyone, it's Linda from OrCam.
And I'm Ellie.
And we're really excited to have you with us this morning. Today we will be talking a little bit about the OrCam MyEye 3.
We're really excited about it. We're just going to give a couple seconds, maybe a minute or so, just to give people a chance to join. And we're really excited. If you want to leave a comment where you're watching from, that'd be really cool for us to see where everyone's watching.
Yeah.
It's really exciting. We really love being part of OrCam, and we really love giving people the chance to understand a little bit about OrCam itself, the company, and our mission, as well as our incredible and innovative devices that are really changing the game for people with low vision and blindness. And we're really excited about having all of you here today.
So just for anyone who's not so familiar with OrCam, the company was founded over a decade ago. And from the beginning, the idea driving the founders was really creating a piece of assistive technology that opens up the world specifically for the visually impaired and blind community. And a lot of times you'll see with high-tech companies that they'll come up with kind of a solution and then they'll try to figure out who it's for. But from the beginning, it was really about empowering the visually impaired and blind community and making the world more accessible.
It's getting really excited to be part of this live.
And in addition to that, like today as we'll go through it, and as you'll see today, what they've been really focusing on, especially the last few months, but really like almost since the beginning, is incorporating AI. So there's AI both offline, and as we'll show you, there's a recently released Smart Magnifier and AI assistant that works with the OrCam MyEye 3. So it's kind of this two bundle, like both for out of the house, offline, and in the house or wherever you have access to the browser-based AI assistant and magnifier.
And it's important to know, as we'll discuss it more when we get to the Smart Magnifier, but we actually have this Smart Magnifier with two of our products. It's not a standalone product. It comes with either the OrCam MyEye 3 or the OrCam Read 3, which are two different devices for different audiences and different needs. And as we go through our live, we'll discuss a bit more in depth about the different needs that these devices have a solution for.
Yeah. So without further ado, I guess I can walk them through the OrCam MyEye, and then you can talk a little bit about how we envision people using it, things like that. Just so you know, I'm Linda. I am in charge of our communities, and so I'm really excited later on. I'll kind of be talking to you about how actual users use the OrCam MyEye 3. So this is the OrCam MyEye 3. You can see it's about the size of my finger. It has a touch bar on the side. In the front it has a camera, and in the back is the charging plug, and then on the inside it's a button to turn it on and off. It comes with a pair of glasses. All the glasses do is basically it's a framework to put it on your face so that the device is right in front of you. You can use it with any glasses. For example, if I had these glasses, I can use it. Basically comes with like a magnetic, almost like a mini belt or strap, and you just put it on to any glasses. And we have people who add the glasses strap both like to maybe their sunglasses so that when they're out and about they can have it, and then regular glasses when they're at home.
So just to say something that's really cool about our device is that it's not limited to just the free pair that you get when you purchase an OrCam. You can still keep your style, or if you're a glasses aficionado, it's just such a lightweight, simple device that just integrates with your current style. You don't feel like you have to be limited if you don't like black, or if you have, I've seen some of our users have some really cool and funky glasses.
Yeah, especially the sunglasses we'll see.
Right, so definitely that's something that's a really big plus. Just in general, the OrCam MyEye 3 is intended, the OrCam MyEye 3 is intended, sorry, we've got a team here who's giving us questions on the side, which we're going to get to also.
Yeah, we're really happy to hear your questions.
Amazing. Okay. So the OrCam MyEye 3 is intended for those who need assistance with orientation or daily activities, in terms of face recognition, reading, of course, which is a pretty, obvious thing that we're going to be talking about. Also barcode reading, so you could read barcodes of products, currency identification, color identification. So really it's helping someone that has a level of vision loss that they need support with orientation and regular daily activities.
Yeah, and I would add also one thing that is like kind of just shows how from the beginning the founders really spoke with members of the blind and visually impaired community to see what they wanted. And all these features, the core features we see, these were things that came up over and over again, speaking to people who needed, additional support. One thing also that came up was, like, the reason for the design is also that it's very discreet. Like, as many of our users say, like, we have one community ambassador, actually, and she told me, like, she always needed kind of assistive technology, but she didn't want to get anything and stand out until the OrCam MyEye came out. And then when she heard about it, she's a long-time user. She's had anything for like over five years. First she had the OrCam MyEye 2. Now she has OrCam MyEye 3. And the fact that it's so discreet, it was very empowering to many of our users, because it looks, a lot of people, you can use it in the supermarket and people think it's just a Bluetooth device. It's small, it fits on your glasses. Like for me, my hair covers most of it. So it allows you to have a degree of privacy and control over, who knows you're using assistive technology.
And it actually also, and you'll see with the voice, the sounds of the voice, you can connect it to Bluetooth headphones as well for a more discreet experience. So if you
or a hearing aid.
Or hearing aid also if you have Bluetooth hearing aids. So it allows you to have the access that you want, how you want it as well. We don't just give you the access, we're customizing it for your needs and what your comfort level. And that's also, I think, something that makes OrCam stand out from all the other products out there of assistive tech to assist those with visual impairments, is that we're not just thinking about, okay, let's give you the solution. We want to make that journey to the solution as comfortable and as personalized and as customized as possible. And I think that's what really is unique about OrCam. We think about the human experience in addition to the actual goal, which is to read or recognize faces, etc.
Yeah, so on that note, it's both like that you have control over what you're doing. So for example, you're interacting with the book, like I have this book here, but you can also interact how you choose how you interact with it. So for example, there are multiple ways for many of the features to access them. So for example, with reading, I can have something, the basic reading I'll show you. It's basically you have your book in front of you and you tap.
88. Now on the back away, knowing exactly how many steps.
So you see, I just tapped on the side of the device. I had the book in front of me. We see one of the tricks, actually, our community ambassador mentioned is how she's almost completely blind. So in order to position the book, she takes it up to her nose and then she starts pulling it away, and that's kind of how she knows like where the book is in order to locate it. So you have that place where you can tap on the side. You can also point, for example, if it's a headline in a newspaper, you just point at the text, or if it's a block of text or a paragraph, and it will start reading. We have something also called smart reading. So for example, I'm reading this book, and I can have it start from a specific section, or if I'm at a restaurant, I can have it pull out specific information, like, start reading from tacos, like if I'm at a Mexican restaurant, or find coffee, and then it will tell me all the times the word coffee comes out. And finally, something that's very convenient with OrCam MyEye is it has something called automatic page recognition. So for example, say I have this whole book, I would turn automatic page recognition on, and just when I'm looking at the book, the device will recognize and identify text and it will start reading. That's one thing that's very important to note, is really, again, you can see how customizable it is. So you can tap, you can point, you can use kind of vocal commands and smart reading to pull out specific words, and you can just kind of sit back and read. And in addition to that, I take the picture. Once the device has the picture, as you heard, it thinks, and then I can put the book down. I don't need to hold it the whole time.
And it's such a natural thing. It's
so
not like a clumsy feeling or awkward feeling. It's just really comfort level and just ease. And I think that's what makes OrCam MyEye 3 and OrCam devices in general really incredible. Just a little bit more about how the OrCam MyEye 3 can not only practically change your life, but what situations you can find yourself really benefiting from the OrCam MyEye 3. I specifically want to talk about professional settings and students with visual impairments. So when you have the OrCam MyEye 3 in a workplace, so first of all, you can recognize all your coworkers, and we're going to see in a moment how you can program someone's face in, and you can have everyone's faces in, or for networking. But particularly as we're going to go through the Smart Magnifier is really going to change the game to allow you to access your work items, your professional
Yeah.
documents, in ways that you were never able to before, and allow you the independence to do that independently and to be able to
And discreetly as
and
well,
discreetly.
in their own terms.
No longer is blindness the or visual impairment the main feature of you at work. It's a side thing, you know. It's just something you have, so you have some things to help you, but because you can do it on your own now, just like any other person in the workplace. And I think that's a major change, and as well as for students. Students with the MyEye 3, along with the Smart Magnifier, can now excel in their studies and do well academically without having to rely on anyone else to assist
Yeah.
them, whether in class or and they're taking notes on the board, and they can access the board and they can take a picture, and they will see uploaded also to their Smart Magnifier. It allows them to really feel that sense of control and empowerment to succeed, and those are priceless things that sight-seeing people don't often appreciate how valuable that is. And that's really why we feel so passionate about presenting
Yeah.
the MyEye 3 and giving you all an opportunity to learn more about it and to see how it can really positively impact your life. It can also help you in regular day-to-day life, not just in professional settings. So if you have lots of bills, like many of us do, you can all of a sudden take care of your finances on your own and no longer have to have other people see. It's giving you that privacy, that personalization and privacy and control.
Security
and
as well,
security.
especially with a bill. You don't want someone else
Right.
looking at your
or any
personal
other sensitive
documents.
documents, any sensitive
Yeah.
documents. You now have much more control over that. And you can also do activities that maybe you weren't able to do before, like shopping in a supermarket or
Yeah.
going to restaurants, and just accessing information that was before unavailable to you unless you were with someone else. So
Yeah.
that's really amazing.
And even like the supermarket, it is something when you speak to OrCam MyEye users, the supermarket is such a powerful experience with the OrCam MyEye because it's really like from front to end, I guess. You get to the supermarket, you can read the text like about which aisle you're in. You can take out a can of tomatoes and you can scan the barcode, and then you can go if you want to pay with cash and know what bill you're giving and what bill you're getting back. And if you prefer also, we have something called product learning, which is in the OrCam MyEye, and you can have the device recognize your credit cards. And again, these main features are offline, so it
Right.
works even when you don't have Wi-Fi.
Right, so our tagline is independence wherever you go, and I think it really just sums up what OrCam MyEye is, that allows you to do that. So without further ado, should we get started on some of the demos of the face recognition?
Yeah, so I just showed the reading, and I can show the face recognition again. There are two main ways to do it. It really is customizable and super fast, as you'll see. So let's get going.
Face learning. Please keep holding the bar for option. Please name the person in front of you after the name.
Ellie.
Ellie.
How-
Touch to confirm adding person. Person learned. Ellie.
So
How cool is that? She just looked at me and it said Ellie.
yeah, so I'll kind of walk you guys through it. So basically what I did was I was wearing my OrCam MyEye. I have Ellie in front of me. She can even be a little bit farther away. And I just put my finger on the touchpad and you can hear kind of a shutter sound. And it's taking photos of Ellie. Typically we'd recommend, Ellie didn't do it. You can see it's super flexible, but a lot of times it's good if the person looks around so they get different angles. And I can also do a vocal command. It can be, hey OrCam, start facial learning. Or I can double tap it and then do start facial learning. So it's really convenient, very easy to do, very quick.
Face detected.
So you can see it
I
started.
was listening.
Yeah, so it's really nice. I have one community ambassador again who I work with, and she created a post on our user space on our community for OrCam users. And one thing she said was it used to be when she was working and she would go to a restaurant with coworkers, it's always kind of like a stressful or awkward situation. She didn't want to have to rely on people. Maybe people thought she'd have to rely on them. And now she can go. She wears her OrCam MyEye. Everyone is programmed in front of her, and she has a lot more independence. And even more than that, if someone's not even in the device, it will recognize them as, it will say something like a man is in front of you, a woman is in front of you. So she knows what's going on without having to rely on anyone else.
That gives such a sense of calmness and confidence, and I think often when people in general don't feel in control of a situation, and particularly visually impaired people, it allows them that sense of inner peace almost and confidence to be in these situations, takes away that anxiety feeling of what's around me, am I, what's going on, and that's a really, really powerful gift, really. I also want to just add a story we had from an influencer. She's a mom and she has children, and I thought it was such a beautiful thing is that she face learned each child and she had them say their name. So every time she looks at one of her children, it says, let's say the kid's name is Johnny, so it says Johnny, but in her son Johnny's voice. So it was such a nice thing that every time the device will recognize her son Johnny, it says Johnny, and she hears her son's voice. And I think that's also what makes the OrCam experience so special is, again, the personalization, the customization, that experience, that emotional experience of connection with other people and control.
Like I can say, it's my own voice, I can say Ellie OrCam, I can say Ellie Facebook, Ellie Amazon, like whatever I want.
Right. She said Facebook, by the way, because I'm the social media manager.
Yeah.
But I could also, again, I could have said Ellie, and that way, if she didn't remember, maybe she knows two Ellies.
Yeah,
she would hear my voice, and she would know, oh, it's Ellie Aarons, not Ellie, XYZ. She knows exactly who it is, and that's a really awesome feature that we're really happy to be able to offer to people.
Yeah, it's one of the most popular features, I would say, and it's very special because it's so small, compact, offline, goes with you wherever you want, and it's in your device.
Right. Anyway, the highlight we want to show you today.
Wait, before we get going, I have something special I want to show.
Okay.
So with OrCam MyEye, I kind of gave you guys a preview when I was reading. I'll do it again. So to kind of just walk you through what I was doing, I was reading the text, and then to stop it, I just put my hand out like a stop sign. So the OrCam MyEye, it's very gesture-based, but in a very intuitive way. So even like you can point to the text and it will read like the caption, like I mentioned. To stop it, I can put my hand in front of my face. And there's another thing that's very cool. I'll show you.
The time is 6:19 p.m.
So basically all I did,
so cool.
It's very cool. Basically all I did was I had the OrCam MyEye on my face, and I looked at my watch, my wrist in a
Just
natural way. So my watch is actually on my other side. It doesn't work by reading a watch. It's based on the gesture. And it's something I love to show because it just looks so cool. When we work with influencers, it's obviously like something I always show them that they love to also create videos about, because aesthetically, it just is super cool. It's super easy. I looked at my wrist and it told me what the date was, and if I kept looking, it would have also told me the month. And I've been here for a while, and I joined when we were still kind of in the middle of Corona, and it was one of those things where you don't think about it now, that you're going out, but during Corona, when you weren't leaving for a long time, it would be really easy to forget the day. So It was something it was just something small, but our users really appreciated it.
Right. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to get started with the Smart Magnifier. Okay, so I'm going to just log in quickly. One of those technical things you got to do.
Yeah, so Ellie took out her laptop, and it works with it's a browser-based magnifier.
Right, so it has to have, so browser-based magnifier, and basically any computer screen, it should be able to work. So basically this is the interface. Okay, this is the interface of the Smart Magnifier. I don't know if you can see it. You have all the features or functions here, and then here is where you can upload it, or you can connect it with a special cable that comes with your OrCam MyEye 3. Again, it also comes with a different product called the OrCam MyEye 3, which we're not discussing today, but they both come with a special cable that you can hook up to your computer. You take it and you connect it to your computer. Do you mind if I just take it?
Go ahead.
Okay, he's on, so I don't want to disturb him, but you would point to the text or your book. And one of the coolest things we have,
I'll suspend him.
there we go,
Suspended.
is we have this special stand, the stationary stand. So if, let's say, you're reading this book, you would put out the book.
Suspended.
Okay. You put out this book, you put it in this special stand, and you'll have it take the picture and read to you. And you can sit back, you can lean forward.
Yeah. you can
Again, a super comfortable experience.
Yeah.
That's something you could just do with the reading without the magnifier, without connecting it. But if you want the magnifier, you'll take the cable and connect it to your computer browser-based device, generally a computer screen. Okay?
So to clarify, it's like two parts that we're showing you. One
Yes.
is the stand, which doesn't require internet. It's just a way to put your OrCam MyEye if you don't want to wear it on your face, if you want to have something flat and you're reading. And it was something that we developed. It's pretty recent, about a year, maybe a year and a half old. And it was something we created based on feedback from our users. They wanted a way to have like a stationary magnifier. So it's something that you can get with your OrCam MyEye 3. And then in addition to that, you have the AI assistant and Smart Magnifier, and you can use it with the OrCam MyEye connected in a cable. So it can be, the OrCam MyEye can be in the stand like it is here, or you can just be holding it, or you can just upload a PDF.
Right, and we're gonna demonstrate. You can actually not just, it could also be a
Yeah,
JPEG
JPEG,
or any
right.
other, most other files. It says docx, text, PDF. Yeah, you can upload most of them. So we're gonna demonstrate. So that's the stationary stand. Again, you can use it with that, or you can upload it. But today I'm gonna show you with uploading, just for time's sake. Okay, so I'm gonna just choose something. We're gonna start with an invoice, a bill. Okay, so basically what happens is I upload it to it, and what's going to happen is the interactive AI assistant is going to give me a brief summary. So I'm going to make sure the sound is high up here.
Here is an overview of the invoice from Pasek and Lage to Marceline Anderson, including various items such as storybooks, magazines, notebooks, comics, and novels. The total amount due is $1,680. Do you wish to know more details about the payment method or the specific quantities and prices of the items listed in the invoice?
Yes, please. One second, I'm actually going to stop it.
I like also that it like prompts questions, because sometimes
Right.
you don't know, like for me, I don't know what to ask.
Right, totally. So basically it first gives the summary. It gives you the full, what are you looking at? Then you can do the following. Either you can ask questions with the interactive AI assistant, which I'm going to demonstrate a little bit more in depth. But first I want to just go through some of the Smart Magnifier features so you can see. So at the moment, I'm going to show you, 1 second. So this is the actual invoice. This is what it actually looks like. But I can change it, after uploading, you can change it. I can change it to text mode. And I can just see it in text. So I can have it in text mode if it's a bit easier for me to zoom in on just the text and none of the graphics that often come with a lot of the documents we get today. And again, another thing you can do is you can have it in text mode, and then you can download it to have on your own, file. And this is not just with printed text. The Smart Magnifier supports handwritten text, printed text, digital, any text you can imagine.
Yeah.
It supports. So if you have handwritten notes or something that you want to save, you can upload them or take a picture of them with your OrCam MyEye and have them connect in the Smart Magnifier. And then you can switch it to text mode and then download it.
Yeah.
So you always have it accessible in text mode and can save it. One particular story is with our community ambassador, I believe.
One of them.
One of them is that she had recipe cards from her mom. They were handwritten, they were old, probably a bit dirty, I can imagine, which for sure would make anyone's experience with trying to access text, visually impaired or not, difficult. So she uploaded them here, or she uploaded them, or she connected.
took a picture with her device, I think, and then it went onto the
Right,
screen.
and then she switched them all to text mode, and then downloaded them. So she had them accessible in text mode. She has them till today, and will continue to do so, which is a beautiful thing, because especially recipe cards from family members, those are really emotional and meaningful and sentimental. So really important, cool feature. Obviously, you have the standard zoom, because it is a magnifier. You can zoom in here, you can zoom out. You can also change the contrast. So again, depending on your comfortability, what works for you, there's different colors and different contrasts to make it more easy. So for example, I'm going to do in the yellow and black. And you can see now all the information is in yellow and black, again, making it maybe easier for someone who prefers that sort of contrast when accessing text. Another thing I want to just mention, I'm not going to demonstrate it today, is that we also have different language settings. So you have your device setting, your language setting. So if you've purchased the device in English, the device's setting is in English. But let's say you have a document in Spanish and you want it translated in Spanish. It will give you that you can upload it or take a picture with your OrCam. Again, with it connected with the cable to your computer screen. And then you can get translation for it in English. And ask questions about it. So let's say it's a restaurant, a menu from a Spanish restaurant, and you want to know, what their chicken dishes are, but you don't speak Spanish, so you can now access that.
Yeah.
And again, if you have purchased the product in a different country like Mexico or somewhere else where the device setting is a different language, you can also do it in English. The Smart Magnifier supports up to over, I believe, 140 plus languages. So you can get this feature in almost any language in the world. You can get that sort of access. And that's a really cool, awesome thing. So no text is off limits. No text is off limits. You can get everything with the Smart Magnifier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just demonstrate the really cool feature. They're all really cool, but there's our interactive AI assistant, which you briefly saw as it was summarizing the text and asked me to any more questions that I had. So I'm going to ask some questions now. How many notebooks were purchased?
Two notebooks were purchased. Do you want me to expand on that?
Yes. How much did they cost?
The cost of two notebooks was $100. Is there anything else you would like to know?
Yes. When is this bill due?
The bill is due on December 7th, 2021. Is there anything else you would like to know?
What's the total amount for this bill?
The total amount for this bill is $1,680. Is there anything else you would like to know?
I'm just going to pause it a second again. What I'm going to do now is I'm not going to just ask questions about the bill itself. I'm going to expand and ask other questions that have nothing to do with the bill necessarily, but allow me a little bit more context or information about my bill, of what I've received. So watch this. Do all notebooks come with a spiral?
The text does not specify if the notebooks come with a spiral. Do you want me to expand on that?
Tell me some popular comic book brands. Maybe not brands, but titles.
Popular comic book brands include Marvel, DC Comics, Image Comics, Dark Horse Comics, and IDW Publishing.
When was Marvel started?
Marvel was started in 1939.
Who started Marvel?
Marvel was founded by Martin Goodman. Do you want me to expand on that?
I'm gonna stop it, but I could just keep going. I could just keep asking whatever comes to my mind and just keep going. So not only am I getting information about the text at hand and being able to manage it on my own, I'm getting all sorts of information to help me make decisions, whether it's about the bill or about what books to buy that have nothing to do directly related to the text, which is a really cool feature. I can also change, I didn't mention, you could change the speed. So if you like it faster, you can have it faster. If you want it slower, you can make it slower. You can also rotate it. I also didn't show that. You can rotate the text. Perhaps if that's comfortable to you. Again, every single feature OrCam designs, whether it's in the device or in the Smart Magnifier feature, is designed to make it work for you and your needs. And again, people with vision loss often have changing needs. So what works for you today might not work for you in a year, but this device will, because it really is customizable for what you need as you go along in your vision journey. I just want to show another example. I'm going to upload another of a menu just to give you another idea of how you can use this in everyday life. Let's start a new session. I'm going to upload a menu. Okay.
For me, like, I personally love looking at menus before I go out to eat, and then
Right.
this way I can choose.
Right, and save time.
I get very it's hard for me to make a decision on what exactly I want at the restaurant. So I almost always will look at a menu at home, and then come to the restaurant knowing ahead of time like what I want.
Okay, great. So we're just going to upload the menu. Again, if you guys have questions, please feel to leave them in the comment box. We're here for questions. We have some staff here on the side to help us manage questions. So please let us know if you have any questions. We're really here to help. So I'm just going to quickly show with a menu. Okay. Again, it's going to give a summary.
And
Just loading.
it keeps the yellow
Here's a brief summary
and
of the
black
restaurant
really like
menu.
it.
Enjoy a variety of coffee drinks, freshly squeezed juices, and indulgent desserts like brownies, cheesecake, and chocolate cake.
Yum.
Do you wish
Yeah.
to know more information about any specific coffee drinks, juices, or desserts from the menu?
What's the cheapest coffee I can buy?
The cheapest coffee on the menu is the espresso, priced at $11. Do you want to know more about any other item on the menu?
What comes in the espresso?
The espresso is a concentrated shot of rich and intense coffee brewed under high pressure. Do you want more details on any?
So I just stopped it, but that's really cool. So you can manage the menu, find out the information, find out the prices, so you can come prepared with how much you're going to spend. Another thing I just want to point out that's really unique about OrCam Smart Magnifier is everything is done in natural language and conversational language. You don't have to have a specific way of saying it in order to get your answer on the Smart Magnifier. You can just speak as if you're speaking to a friend in a very natural way, which also is all part of OrCam's making accessibility accessible and comfortable and easy. So it's a really cool feature. I just also want to point out that we have a really amazing special going on for a limited time, very limited time only. We have a $240 discount on the OrCam MyEye 3. So this is your time. This is your time. This is your chance to get the OrCam MyEye 3 for a discounted price. This doesn't always happen. And I want to point out that OrCam. We have a few other points to make, but OrCam MyEye 3 can be paid for in installments up to 24 months in the US. So please reach out. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you've tried our product and you can see if it works for you or not, and it really gives you the opportunity to work with our product. You can find this linked below, the OrCam MyEye 3. So if you're interested to purchase the product or learn more, please click the link. Another thing I want to point out that Linda's mentioned that she manages the community of OrCam users. So something that's really valuable that you get when you purchase an OrCam device is not just the product, not just the amazing product and features, is that you get an incredible community and support. So you're never alone. Maybe you want to, Linda, just expand on that a little bit, what you guys offer.
Yeah, so the community is a great place to meet other OrCam MyEye users, and it's both kind of the technical support. If you have any questions, you can ask members of the community. We have community ambassadors, we have customer support there. And we also have users who want maybe emotional support. Like we had one post that was very meaningful for me was we had a user who went to the supermarket, kind of like what I mentioned in the beginning, like it was his first time going to the supermarket. He was going around the vegetable aisle with confidence, and it just kind of showed how amazing the OrCam MyEye was for him.
Right, and again, I'm more of an observer in the community, and I just see how valuable it is and how it gives people it gives people something really special. They feel really proud to be an OrCam user and being part of the OrCam community. That's not something that I think every assistive tech device out there can provide you, and I think that's particularly on vision journeys. That's something that's priceless. It's a really special thing to have. And we're here for you. OrCam, we're always here for you. I really hope this was helpful. Again, if there's no other questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're on all main social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can reach out to us via email, check us out on our website. We're really here to support you with any questions you have. If you do message us, it'll be me answering because I am the social media manager. It's not a robot, it's a real person. So we really look forward to hearing from you, and have an awesome day.
And we'll see you probably in a few more weeks. We'll be back.
Yep, we'll be back. We're always here. Take care, guys.
Take care.